All right. If you have any background noise, just unmute yourself, but otherwise we'll get started. Today is August 22nd, and we are going to talk a little bit more in depth specifically on tasting parties, and Abby's going to share a little bit with us since she's had some outstanding tasting parties recently. I'm going to just share some suggestions for month's end numbers. I know some of you are trying to hit team leader numbers, or some of you are trying to earn the t-shirt. And some of you just want to make sure you get some extra sales this month because money talks. So I'll give you some tips on what you can do for month's end, and kind of what I'm also doing at my workshops and events to get extra sales, bookings, and recruit leads. So Abby, you can take it away.
Okay, I'm making my notes, make sure that I don't forget anything. I'm excited to share with you guys tonight about some great successful tastings that I've had lately. I typically am a workshop kind of girl, so I usually didn't even try for tastings, but I had one of my good customers who's even an hour and a half away say she wanted to have a tasting. And I was a tad bit hesitant because that was a long drive for a tasting, which I wasn't really that optimistic about, but she said, oh, I want to have one. I'm like, okay. So I started thinking about it, and I said, all right, let's have a tasting. I want you to try to make sure you have 10 to 12 guests there. So I really encouraged her and host coached her to have a really strong group of people there so that she could earn at least $100 free. So I kind of wanted to work together with her to plan her vision, and then for her party, and asked her what she wanted out of it, and she said she wanted 150 free. So after I heard that from her, I knew we really had to work on make sure we were getting lots of potential guests there. So we talked about that, having lots of guests there so that she could earn her free. And immediately she started writing her wish list, because often if they have something in mind that they want, they're more apt to get other people there and start sharing with them about their favorites. So we did that, and she got her list ready. She kept inviting. Every couple of days I would follow up with her. How many do you have? Have you reached? How many no's do you have? Reach out some more, just like I do for a workshop, but even more, because obviously however many people she had there they're all going to buy. There's nowhere to go but to buy at a tasting. So we got that set. And then we wanted to work on the menu. And because I hadn't done a tasting in a while, I was kind of going back and forth about how to go about it to really promote what Wild Tree is all about. And she has a lot of favorites, so she had a few ideas of what she wanted. But I really wanted to incorporate, instead of having, in the past, a lot of times people think tasting one skillet meal and a bunch of appetizers. And I really wanted to highlight as many meals as I possibly could, and things that there were items that were in bundles that were sellable, that were very promotable and sellable, that the customers would want to buy. So I know the mojo pork was one of her favorites, so she said she wanted to make the mojo pork. So I told her to get a pork tenderloin. She actually had the chicken bouillon, but if she didn't, which for another tasting, my host did not, I just put some chicken bouillon in the baggie, and she made the pork tenderloin in the crock pot. And I brought the mojo that day. I used my freebies, and I used a half a jar. So they had the mojo, which it allowed me to promote the 4 for $40 bundle, because they tried that. She had her get a box of pasta, and I told her to boil the box of pasta and have 2 bowls ready for it. She poured the pasta in the 2 bowls, and I brought the basil pesto, poured it over one bowl, and then I also made Alfredo, and I brought that. That was one of the few things I brought was Alfredo. That's super easy and free with my samples. Mm-hmm. So then they were trying 3 dinner options right there, 2 of which were from the 4 for $40, and therefore almost every single person ended up buying the 4 for $40. So that was like the main meal options that I brought. But she also wanted to highlight some other things. So we did the dill dip. I had her mix everything up. I just brought, again, the little packets. We have that. A new one, which I've been doing and everyone's loving, is rancher steak rub on cucumbers. Mm-hmm. So it sounds really odd, but I love rancher steak rub. It's probably, if I had to pick one thing, that's what it would be if I only had one Wild Tree product. So I had her just get a cucumber, slice it up, sprinkle it on there, and they all loved it. They couldn't believe how delicious it was. And that allowed me to go into how versatile steak rub is. You can use on vegetables, cold, hot, meat, everything. Almost every single person bought that, even if you bought the big jar of it. So that was an easy, super easy one. She wanted something sweet, so I told her get a block of cream cheese, and I brought the blueberry jam and poured that over half a jar, a quarter jar even. That will last me like 4 parties. So that's another good one to buy when you have freebies. So she had that, and then I brought the beer bread. So I really only brought a few things, and then I had the dipping oils and the scampi. There was another, they tried it with the scampi, and I told them about how you can make pasta out of that, shrimp, any kind of, it goes a long way. So I got to share a lot of options. Oh, and one more, the guacamole I did, and she mashed up the avocados, and I brought a small packet of the guacamole. So it was a large spread. We ended up with 10 people or 12, something like that, 10 or 12 people there. She did most of the prep work, but it was pretty easy. I just did very simple things. And she found it not overwhelming. I told her how many bowls, laid it all out in advance, and it worked really well. So that was kind of the pre of what she needed to do, what I brought, and it worked really, really well. The next thing, when the guests arrived, I made sure to greet everyone, get really excited about seeing them, and welcoming them, asking right away. I knew some of the girls previously, but asking them if they've ever been to Welch. No, they're so excited, and immediately developing relationships with the customers and having meaningful conversations about why they were there and how they know the host, and just really getting to know them. I allowed them to mingle for 45 minutes, was kind of in my mind, like we'll do 45 minutes to mingle, to eat, answer questions. And I had stations set up everywhere. I had all the skillet meals stacked up. I had the 4 sauce bundle with the recipes printed in front of it, which I think is key, because then they can just take them with them, and you don't have to worry about emailing them. They're so excited that they have those recipes. They can get really excited before they even come in the mail. They know what they're going to make. So that was good. And then I also had a lot of our breakfast ideas out together. And then I had a workshop bundle open and showing that in a separate area. And then just a couple, other products. But I really was able to go through and talk about the products while they were tasting, before I even did a demo. So I got them excited about the skillet, got them excited about the 4 sauce bundle. And then I showed them the promos too, and they're realizing really quickly that they qualify for that half off bundle really fast. If they bought a $40 sauce bundle and 1 skillet meal or 1 other product, boom, they could get a half off bundle. And right away, they're realizing they can have 18 meals for $80. That's almost double what a freezer meal workshop would be, plus some leftovers in some of those skillet meals. So essentially, they're getting more for their money than sometimes. I didn't tell them that, but yeah. So I was really promoting 18 meals for under $80. That's pretty awesome. Go for it. So I was marketing that a lot while they were just eating and tasting and picking up the boxes. I was showing them, open up the skillet meal. Because the one guy was a gourmet cook, and he's like, oh, that looks good, but that kind of looks like a hamburger helper. I'm like, oh, open it up inside, and look, there's a fancy recipe. And then I opened up the catalog and showed him the whole page of fancy skillet meals. So I was making it to fit for each customer that I was meeting before I even ever did my demo. There was 2 single women there. Like, that's a lot of food. I'm like, well, you could actually take this skillet meal baggie in half if you only want it, or make 1 and eat on it all week. So I just really tailored it to each person and made it feel like, wow, this woman really wants to help me, which I do. So I felt like I built very great relationships and had meaningful conversations with them before I even got started in my demo. So that was that part.
That's okay. Just keep talking.
Okay, that's a big green. I didn't know what happened there. So that was kind of like the pre before I started speaking. And then I went in, I told them, I'm like, all right, 5 more minutes and I'm going to start. So they kind of got all gathered up, and then I handed out, I used the 6-page demo sheet like you do, Maria, in the sleeves. So I handed those out, and then I also handed them the wish list form. I have a little clipboard, and then I put their customer care form underneath it. And I told them, all right, when I'm talking, if you hear things that you like, you can go ahead and start writing your wish list. Some of your favorites that you already know because you tasted it and you loved it, write it down. You're not held to this, but you can start your list going. So before I they opened up their packet, they already were writing down some of the things they had tried and loved or we had talked about. So that was good. It got them excited. I never handed out a catalog at that time. I told them they could look at a catalog afterwards. I didn't want to give them too much at one time and overwhelm them. So we went page by page through it, talked about the business first, and I went through that and did the 4 ways to Wild Tree, got them all excited, told my story. I didn't go around in a circle probably like I should have and had everybody tell why they were there, because it was a very informal group. Almost all of them knew each other pretty well, except for 2, and I got to know all of them individually, so I almost felt like that had been redundant. Maybe I should have. Probably next time. It just depends on your group. Always do per workshop.
Well, and if you're spending 45 minutes, I think, in the beginning, mingling and trying food and chatting, then the introductions might get a little too long. So you have to kind of do your call on that.
Right. It just didn't feel appropriate because they all all had met each other, the two that didn't know the rest. So then I went through and I got to the sauce, replace the staples, the 4 sauce bundles. I reminded them, held them back up again because maybe there was someone who came in late or wasn't there for that little conversation. I showed them those and I reminded them, oh, you tried the mojo, you tried the basil pesto. 2 of those you already know they're delicious. You get 2 more as well. And then I'm like, remember those skillet meals I was talking about? There's 8 options. They're so great. I eat one every single Monday. I kind of mapped it. That kind of led me into the calendar of how to use it. Because we didn't have the freezer meals. Obviously, we weren't making those. But I showed them, you have the skillet meals, the 4 sauce bundle. And now, if you have a skillet meal and a 4 sauce bundle, you qualify for the half off bundle. So I really made it clear that, boom, like that, you're at your 50, might as well take advantage because I, as a rep, I don't even get 50% off. So this is the best time to try. And they're like, wow, that is a great deal. And I did have them there. I brought all the products from the half off bundles. I find if they can see it, what it is, I have it in a frame, the flyer, but on either side of it, I have both of them every single time. If people can pick it up and look at it, they're much more apt to purchase it, in my opinion. If I don't bring them, they don't see how much they actually get for $31. And that's a great deal. I also had those recipes printed out for them as well. So at this point, I saw everyone writing down the half off bundles, the 4 sauce, the stroganoff, or the pot pie, or whatever it was. And I've seen their list get long. And then I went into the freezer meals as well. I'm like, I know that you're here for a tasting, but this is the make it fresh, make it fast. I'm going to tell you to make ahead. So I pulled out the whole workshop, actually passed it around. I showed them all the recipes, the ooh and all over. I passed those around. Like, so you can book one of those, and then you'll have the make ahead portion. And in the end, I did book 2 workshops off of a tasting, which I think a lot of times people think you could never book a workshop off of a tasting. And I didn't even book a tasting. I booked 2 workshops off of that tasting. So that was very, very beneficial. I don't know if there's anything else I'm forgetting. Let me look at my notes real quick. I let them know that, I was going to be checking out, because I think obviously the checkout is very important. It was a very social group. So when they finished, I could tell they were like asking each other. They were trying a few more things. I can't decide. And I told them I would be in the dining room for checkout. Make sure you fill out your form and then your customer care. And when you check out, I'll give you your recipes. If you order one of these, you can book a party. You can join the Wild Tree movement. If so much fun. Look how much fun we're having tonight. And I get paid for this. When you want to do that too. So reminding them again of that. Remind them again of workshopping. Or if you want to have a tasting as well. But I didn't end up booking any tastings, but I'll take the 2 workshops. So I'm excited about this because if you're down and out and you can't get anyone to book a workshop, just have your own tasting. Ask your mom, ask your neighbor, ask your friend. Anybody can have a tasting next week. And this was an $800 tasting. The average order was $80, which that's high, I think. I mean, that's a workshop. And there were 10 people there. 10 people ordered at an average of $80 an order. So I don't usually have 10 people come to my workshops. Like they're usually 7 or 8. So I'll take an $800 tasting any day.
Right. And
then book 2 workshops off of it. So just get at it, try for a tasting. They have nothing to lose. They're only going to purchase. And if you spell it out for them that you can get even 18 meals for $80, they're gonna jump. They really are.
That's huge. The 18 meals for $80, I love that.
I mean, I think it's about that number because I think it's 9 on the sauce and 9 on the or maybe 17, 8 or 9 on the simple healthy dinners.
8 on the simple healthy dinners, 9 on the other, and then if they get a skillet meal, there you go.
Really 19 because you get 2 to 3, 19 to 20 meals for $80.
Yeah.
Where you're only getting 10 in a workshop. We might be able to make them over, but still, that's 19 options, fast, fresh. There you go.
Right.
So it was good to kind of get out of the workshop mode and try that. And now I'm really excited because I have a lot of friends who've done workshops and they're like, well, we love them, but I never remember to take them out. I'm like, well, I got the right thing for you. Let's try a tasting. So I've actually been booking tastings with previous customers that have fallen off in the past few years. I'm calling them back. They're like, I never even knew you did that kind of a party. So those are good to reach out to those past customers that you've lost and try to get them back to a tasting. Or invite them to your own and let them try it.
Right. Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. There's a couple of points I wanted to highlight about what Abby did. So you guys kind of can reiterate what she did. She took her hostess through the prosperity circle before she even had the party. She talked to her hostess about what she wanted. Abby was thinking, it'd be great for her to get $100, but this girl wants $150 in free stuff. That's huge. If Abby hadn't sat down and talked to her hostess about it, she would have never known that. And that was then Abby was able to tell her, okay, this is what you need to do. If you really think you are going to get $150 in free product, this is the number of people we need to be there to make this happen. And then that probably made Abby work really hard to perfect her demo and really upsell at her tasting, because her hostess was counting on getting $150 in free product. So that's huge. Her hostess clearly got excited about it, and Abby got excited about that. And then they got to work. What did they do? Well, her hostess probably had to text, call, Facebook message, round up the troops. That's the working part of the prosperity circle. And then analyze, who's coming, what are we going to make? And then they set their vision again, and Abby kind of set the vision for the whole party when she got there, getting them all excited, welcoming them, and showing them everything Wild Tree had to offer. Then they got to work, and they got stuff. So another thing I wanted to point out is that Abby had a checkout station in the dining room. I think for tastings, the checkout works out so easily. Everybody's going to have to check out with Abby. They're all buying something, so they're going to automatically need to come check out with her. They don't know what the shipping is and tax. Everybody's always asking, they don't know how to fill out those forms, so they have to go to checkout. So I think that the checkout actually is a little easier at a tasting. But however, if you're doing the kind of upselling that Abby's doing at your workshops, and everybody's got to come check out with you because everybody's buying something additional in addition to their 10 meals, then the checkout actually has gotten a lot simpler for me, because everybody's got to come see you with an order form. And if they're coming to you with an order form, you better believe that I'm handing them their customer care form and talking to them about that at the exact same time. So the upselling actually forces the checkout to happen in the first place. So if you're kind of thinking back to your workshops and thinking, I don't really have a perfected checkout, or, checkout always seems so discombobulated, think back to your sales. Are you getting sales at your workshops? The checkout just absolutely happens naturally if everybody's buying something. And I think that using Abby's technique can be really useful for a workshop, because you can say, yes, you're making these 10 dinners, but you're going to have to feed your family more than 10 times in one night. So let me help you fill in the gaps. If you just bought for example, they've already bought their workshop kit, so they already qualify for the 50% off coupon. Wouldn't you all love to have every guest buy a 50% off bundle? They all qualify for it, and that will give them 18 dinners versus just 10, which with leftover nights and stuff would be great to kind of round out their entire month. So just reminding them of that has really helped. It's helped me as well. So I love that wording, Abby. Abby, did you talk to your hostess about outside orders? Like, give her any incentive to get a certain number of outside orders? Or did you tell her that the people that couldn't come could order?
Yes, I did tell her that they couldn't order, and she had one girl end up calling you with like a $20 order.
Oh, okay.
And that she didn't really have that many people that she invited that didn't come. There was only like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
And then on our Facebook party, I also put on there the link to her party, and I said this, and I was thanking everybody for coming. Thank you thank you, and I named all the people that ordered. Thank you so and so for coming, and thank you for ordering. Can't wait for you to try your new products. If you missed it, don't worry. You can still sign up for her party buy something from her party at this link, and they could add on to the party. We didn't end up having anybody, but I always try to post the link. Julie Long gave me that idea. I didn't realize that you could post the party link onto the Facebook party. It makes it really easy. They could just go right on there and order. So.
Okay, good. Awesome. Yeah, you can always encourage your hostess to get outside orders. Some people like to do like a little incentive, like if you get 3 outside orders, you get mojo sauce or something like that, like 3 outside orders, and I'm going to bring you a skillet meal to the workshop. So if you do have a hostess that is having a tasting and she's got a certain number of people coming, you can just let her know if she can work on the friends that can't come to order something. You can incentivize her with like something free like that. So it just kind of boosts your sales a little bit. Good. Anybody have questions for Abby? Okay. Abby, you were extremely thorough. So I'm
No,
sorry.
thank you. Sorry.
I know they don't have questions because you hit all the points. So that's really good. Um, a couple of things that I wanted to go over just to piggyback off of Abby, is just really setting the mood at your workshops. I know I've ridden this into the ground a lot, but like I said, getting to know or hugging your hostess when you walk in the door, playing music, getting to know all your guests, getting them a glass of wine, really making sure that you're prepared at your events. I get to my events 30 minutes early so that when the first person walks in the door, I'm not doing anything. I am so just ready to welcome people with open arms and everything's fine. Sometimes I get there and there's already a guest there because they've come over early, or maybe they're an out of town guest, and that's okay. I don't mind setting up when there's one or two people there because I can only get there 30 minutes beforehand. So that's okay. But when the party really is starting and everybody's starting to arrive, I want my stuff completely done so that I can just have not a care in the world and just greet everybody and have a really, really good time. And a lot of people I noticed on our tribe page were really concerned about checkout and really having an efficient, good checkout. And checkout is not always going to be super easy. You're going to have parties where people are wanting to bust out of the door as fast as they can because they've got to be someplace. You're going to have a checkout where everything's crazy. Everybody, for some reason, finishes their meals at the exact same time, and they're all demanding your attention. But you've really got to bring it back to just not letting, if there is somebody you know that's trying to get out the door, then you need to put everybody else on hold and focus on them. You've got to go over that customer care form with them. I can't even stress how much you have to do that. You cannot grab their customer care form and say, okay, call you in a couple weeks, and not even look at it and not even go over it with them. That's just, it's really a waste of your time. You might as well just throw that piece of paper in the trash because it doesn't tell you anything. Them circling a 5 on any one of those, or a 1 or a 10, means nothing. A girl, for example, last night circled a 6 for the business opportunity. And I was like, ooh, 6, business opportunity. She wants to join my team. So I was like, so would you like to talk a little bit more about how Wild Tree could fit into your life? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm kind of thinking in a year or two when I'm like, okay, in a year or two, yep, we'll chat, but she wasn't somebody I needed to immediately sit down with about the opportunity. I will share the webinars with her. I will keep her on my radar. She will go into my recruiting notebook, but she clearly has a different plan and timeline for when she might want to join Wild Tree, and she circled a 6. So yes, I'll follow up with her, but it wasn't urgent because I talked to her about it. If I had taken that customer care form home, I would have gotten all excited and been like, this girl's going to join my team tomorrow. And I wouldn't have known what her true thoughts were about this. And she did tell me more. She told me more about this nonprofit organization she wants to start. She has grand plans for when Wild Tree is going to fit into her life. So it was good to have that conversation with her. And if I just grabbed her form, I would have never known all of that. I wouldn't have known that whole story. I'm trying to think of other examples. Oh, I've got tons of examples where people circle a 0 or a 1, and then they really do want to join my team. Sometimes I'll say, so I see that you don't really want to join Wild Tree, or have you given it, or sometimes I even ignore that and say, so do you think maybe you'd want to consider Wild Tree? And they go, oh no, I don't really want to. And then the next day they're like, no, I do. And I'm like, but you circled a 0. So I'm just asking every single person, whether they circled a 0 or a 10, what that means, or just asking the blatant question, do you want to join my team? Do you want to have a workshop? Oh, you do? In March? Okay, I'm going to put you down sometime in March. I'm having the conversation with them so that I know what that 5 or 6 or 1 or 0 means. And I'm asking every single person. The last question I ask is, do you want to buy a half-off bundle if they haven't already done that? Because, again, they qualify, and I want them to remember that. And I don't think I maybe have had 1 or 2 people out of all 5 workshops at every workshop not buy a half-off bundle. And that didn't used to be the case for me. I would always sell a couple, and I'd always bring a couple, and I'd sell the couple that I brought, but I was not getting that many people to buy a half off bundle. And now I'm getting almost every single person in the room is. I think it's really because I use the word coupon and I drive it home so much. And I ask them again at checkout, did you want to get that half off bundle? You qualify for it. I just want to be sure. And sometimes they are like, oh my gosh, yeah, thank you. I forgot to put that on there. Or can I buy both? I qualify for both because I got 3 other things and that puts me at $100, right? So I get both. I had 2 girls last night do that. So don't forget to ask those important questions at checkout. And nobody leaves the house until that has been done. If somebody's running out the door, then they're the first priority. You ignore everybody else. Does that make sense?
Folders of their recipes so they can get it from you.
Do I print the recipes?
No, you take them out of their box. I take them. So they have to check out to get the recipe card.
Oh, yeah. I do. Yes. That's a good question, Abby. At my workshops, part of my setup is I lay out all the boxes and I put with a big Sharpie and pretty handwriting. I have horrible handwriting, but I try and make it all fun and cursive-y, like Abby, and I put a big heart on the eye, and then I unslit each box and I pull out the labels and the recipe card or the workstation recipe. I leave that in there and the folder comes out. That takes me about 5 minutes to do. I just go around with a little pair of scissors and I cut open. You can actually feel the recipe station recipes and the labels are like the first thing. My fingers know right where those are. They're the first 2 in the back. So I pull those out and slip them in their box, and then I shut their box and move on to the next person's. And that goes into my checkout area. So again, another reason why they have to come and see me, because I've got their goods hostage. And I just love having those conversations because then I just feel like calling them's no big deal. I already kind of know where everybody's at before I even get home. Any questions about checkout? Because I know that was kind of a big hot topic tonight all of a sudden. I posted Sonara's checkout demo to the Tribe LIT page, so you can take a look at her checkout. I think my checkout is a little bit different than hers because I do ask the 3 questions to every single person at checkout. Do you want to join my team? Do you want to have a party? Do you want to get a half off bundle? That's just my system and it works. I'm almost at about $6,000 in sales for the month, and crazy number of people are joining my team, and some people are joining under other teammates. My team of new team members are already building team members. It's explosive. So I am not doing anything any different than the way I'm doing it. I will do everything I'm doing right now for the rest of my Wild Tree career, and I won't change it. This is it. It works. Any questions? Okay, here, let me real quick, because we're going to get kicked off here in a few minutes, and it's already 9:30. 3 suggestions on what you can do this month to get some extra sales. Number 1, start playing up the U+2 workshops. Either you have a U+2 workshop at your house, you get a hold of a bunch of friends and say, hey, it's probably time for you to get meals together. Do you want to have a U+2? The more I mention U+2 workshops to people, they're totally down with it. They don't have to be super scheduled. You could literally throw a U+2 together next week, by end of next week, because with the 4-day shipping in our time zone, we can get one of those put together really quickly. So you can reach out to a bunch of people and see if they're up for U+2s, or you host a bunch of U+2s. Pick 4 dates on the calendar, have 2 people sign up for all of your dates, and then you're done. Close the registration at 2 people and have a bunch of U+2s. And it's really intimate and fun and gives you a chance to drink wine with friends. And suggest that to your people and your people's people. And then another thing that Abby mentioned today on our leader call was the Facebook parties. You could throw together a Facebook party tomorrow if you wanted to. You don't have to schedule that till next month. On the MRC, there is a post on how to run a Facebook party with actual verbiage and posts and all kinds of good stuff. So if you've never done one before, You will be fully equipped if you go to the MRC. Talk to your upline leader if you're not sure where to find that. And then what was the third one? Was it tasting parties? Throw together a tasting party? Was that it, Abby? Do you remember on the call today?
Tasting party or like a mystery box.
Yeah. Well, not mystery box.
It was like any event, just like host your own event.
Oh yeah, host your own event. If you've already hosted an event this month, then you could do something opposite. So if you had a workshop this month, do something opposite. Have a tasting, or do a U+2, or do a salad jar party, or something like that. Something that can be thrown together really quickly. Or if you've already done a tasting party at your house, then really highly consider putting a workshop on the calendar for, first 2 weeks of September, and get that order in by the end of August. So there's plenty of time to do that. A lot of you are wanting to earn the $1,700 award t-shirt. A lot of you are going for Rhode Island. A lot of you just want extra sales for money this month and to really get your business rolling. You've got to get your own calendar filled. And sometimes that's just going to be you doing all of the hosting, and that's okay.
I actually have a little idea I wanted to share real quick, if you don't mind, Maria.
Yeah.
I texted you about this. I'm branching really out of my comfort zone, and my son's football team, I only know about a quarter of them. I'm like, wouldn't it be fun to have a football team to get to know each other, making meals? We'll have 3-4 events a week. So I've created I'll host it, but I don't really need any free. So I'm discounting it $10. If we get a certain amount of people, it'll be $10 off. So for $68, they'll get to do the workshop, which is enticing. It's a fun football mom's night at my house. And then whatever the remaining freebies are, one lucky winner will win it. We're going to raffle it off. So I already have 5 people committed in one day. So in the September 14th party, I haven't even sent an invite. I was just texting, like, I'm in. So go out of your comfort zone. You don't have to know them all, but you know your kids' sports teams, they all have to eat. All they're going to say is no. But who knows? You get a team member, you might get a big party, but just put it out there. And they all were like, yes. And they start talking about it, the practices and games, and so go for it. Try something totally out of your comfort zone.
I really feel like that could actually build a community. Like maybe a lot of the moms don't know each other that well, and everybody's showing up to these events and kind of want to get to know. Maybe they only know 1 or 2 of the moms, but this is a way to build community within the team. And so that really is awesome, because it's going to help build the relationship of all of the parents on the team. And we're going to be talking about the meals for months. So
right. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll try something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, not just one of my kids. I'm like, all right, then the next month I could do another kid's team. Or even in the same month, because they don't overlap really. So I could have one soccer, one football, one volleyball, all in the same month.
Right.
So,
yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Another idea.
Great suggestion. Yep. Worst they can say is no, and that's okay. And you're still friends with all the people that say no.
Yeah.
It's okay. Awesome. Anybody else have anything before we go? I think this is good stuff.
I did. I just reached out to like 10 of my potential hostesses that I've been having trouble finding dates with, or they're out of town, and to do host a Facebook party. And in like 5 minutes, I've heard back from 2 people saying yes. So I think this the idea of being able to fill your calendar with some Facebook parties in between your workshops, I think people are going to jump on that, especially with how popular like the Usborne and the LuLaRoe Row like online parties are. People are like, why would I ever leave my house? And I can do this. For the people who are like pros and they're workshop repeaters, I think these Facebook event parties can be really, really awesome.
If you've got friends that have never even heard of Wild Tree and never tried it, probably not going to be for you. But if you've done several parties and have a customer base, and you've got somebody you know who's like a real good Facebooker, reach out to them and ask them to do that. That's awesome. I mean, you can even reach out to your team members. If you're needing more bonus qualified people, tell your team members to have a workshop and get their $350 in sales. I mean, it's easy to get $350 in sales by having a few people at Facebook parties. So it could be good for your team so that they bonus qualify you too. Amy, how was your Facebook party?
It is still going on.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it started yesterday and it's
Okay.
till Thursday. So,
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot of people going
Mhm.
and but nobody has bought anything yet. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully I know like when Jamie did hers, it was like a last push at the last minute that
Of
everybody.
course, everybody
And
does.
I have a ton of rewards to offer. I mean, even though it's not double hostess, because I had my own workshop this month, I only bought my bundle. I already have $120 to like offer. I mean, and I'm not telling people that. I'm
Right.
still saying they need to do 500. I need 10 people to buy, but I mean,
Right.
somebody can win over $200 for the
Wow,
rewards. So
that's awesome.
I just need them to bite the bullet
Yep.
and do it. So we'll
Yep.
see.
Are you using the MRC posts? Are you?
I gotta be honest. I can't find it. I looked for it and I could not find it. I
You
couldn't
can
find
just Google in the search bar in the MRC, put Facebook parties, and it'll come up.
I did. All I found was how to invite people to an event on Facebook. I could not find this sheet that you're talking about where it listed all the posts and everything.
Okay, let me try and find it and be more specific.
I know. I didn't want to be stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that person and be like, I can't find it, Maria.
Oh, no,
Will you
that's
find it
okay.
for me?
That's okay.
I mean, I am following Jamie's old one, so that's
Yeah.
been helpful. I've been like posting things off of hers.
Mhm.
And Melissa, she had to go off. She lost her Wi-Fi. She didn't mean to fall off the call here, but she is doing one simultaneous for her own people. So every time I post something, she takes it and does it on hers. So
Okay.
yes, I would love if you could find the MRC thing because I would like that for these last few
Okay.
days. But
Okay. Awesome.
okay.
I'll help you. All right. Well, I think that's it. Hi, Jessica. I didn't even see you on here. And any last thoughts before we get kicked off here? Awesome. Thanks, guys. This was really good. Get out there. You've got 9 days. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Swim team, Amy.
See ya.